Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on how to bind input actions into buttons in the menu in this common UI widgets at common activatable widgets, and also how to trigger input actions from the UI widget blueprint itself, how to respond to input triggers. So here I have created a back input action and the accept input action. So the back is working with both keyboard and gamepad. In the gamepad I have assigned it to B. So when I press B, that's what I'm doing now. It shows me this, directs me to the quit confirmation dialog. So here if I press B again, that means no. We go back to our main menu. And again, if I press B, I have bound yes button to the accept input action, that means A in the gamepad or return key in the keyboard. If I press A, game is going to stop. So now we have stopped the game. So that's what we are going to do today, how to bind input actions into specific buttons in the common activatable widget, and also how to use input actions within the common activatable widgets itself. So full disclosure, this part is not something that I am very familiar with. I haven't worked much with common widgets, UI widgets before, so I do this as I figure things out. So there will be mistakes and there will be problems that we run into as we figure things out and try things out. So consider yourself warned, and also we will run into some of the bugs as well. Right, before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave links in the description below. And here is the full playlist of this series. Everything is implemented and explained from scratch. Feel free to follow these episodes and you can implement everything by yourself by following the steps outlined in these videos. Alright, now let's get back to today's episode. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is go to your plugins and make sure you have enabled both enhanced input and common UI, and I have already done that, so because I have been using those two things so far in the project. And the next thing is we need to set the game viewport client to common game viewport client. So here, game viewport, change this to common game viewport. This will route input through UI first, and then game common input settings and enable enhanced input support. Make sure you have enabled this. By the way, I am following steps outlined in this documentation. In case you haven't seen this, this is using common UI with enhanced input. This is the official documentation, so I'm just gonna follow along and implement it in my project. Okay, now the next thing is, oh, here I have to restart. I just noticed it. Let me restart. That should be resulting from the changes I did to maybe game viewport or some other setting I enabled in the project settings. Okay, we are back. So yeah, next thing is implementing or creating an input. So let's go to the inputs, and here let's create a new folder, UI inputs or menu inputs, whatever you want. And I'll create a new input action, UI back. So this is to implement back button. Now if I open this, I have to enable player mappable key settings into this. So here we're gonna need a metadata file, that is to define some settings that is important for the UI inputs. You can read more about that in the documentation, but I'm just gonna follow it. So the first thing we need to do is creating a data asset. Wait, it's not the one. This is the one, data asset. And I have to use this common mapping context metadata or a child class of this common mapping context metadata. So let's call it, what should I call it? Common context metadata. Let's just call it. And here, enhanced input metadata. This is set to 10 in the documentation, and I'm going to do the same. And here we can assign the back event we just created and assign here 0, this one as 10. That's the way it's set up in the menu, in the documentation. So this is the reason why it is enabled. You can read it. Generate actions like accept or face button top will be subscribed to by multiple UI elements. These actions will not broadcast enhanced input action delegates such as triggered, ongoing, cancelled, or completed, since those delegates would be fired by multiple UI elements. Okay. I don't really understand 100%, but we will. Don't worry. We will understand someday. But it's not that complicated if you want to read about it. Right, now that I have this, I can go back here and assign common mapping context metadata. Right. Here I'll name this back. Okay. Right, now let's create a mapping context. IMC text. Input mapping context. UI actions. IMC UI. And here, first one, I will add the back IA UI back, and here as the key, I want to use escape, but I can't text escape in the editor. Therefore, I'll add backspace 2, and also I have connected my gamepad face button right, which is B button. I'll add it as the back button. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to our main menu. The VP main menu, and here when I press back button, I need to see the quit dialog, which is this one. Let me show you. Here, when I click on it, I see this quit dialog. I want to show that when I press B or when I press backspace while playing without using the mouse, I want to get the same menu. So to do that, here select this root, or if you are in the graph, go to class defaults, and I should be able to select input mapping here, IMC UI. Now that I have assigned it into my widget, and this is a common activatable widget, therefore it will work. It wouldn't work on any other user widgets as I know, but I don't think you have this in user widgets, but I didn't check. So now we can have IA UI back, and I'll choose this started. So this is the back event. Let me add a print. Remove these prints that I'm no longer using. UI back just to see if it is working. Let's hello. Oh, I have hit enter UI back, but anyway, it was working. Back, yeah, it is working. So what I want to do is get in this quit window, and here I have, this is what happens when I press the quit button. So I'll create a custom event here. Let's call it quit. Oh, quit dialog, and I'll connect it like this. So the same thing would happen if I call this event. And here I don't need this. So quit dialog. Okay, now let's say I'm gonna press V in my gamepad, and I got this. Are you sure you want to quit the game? So now here, well, I haven't bound any inputs into this widget, but let's do the same. If I press B again, that should consider as no, and we should go back to the main menu. So this quit confirmation here, class defaults, is the input, 𝐼MCUY, okay, IAUI back, same as before. This is the yes button prompt, and this is the no button prompt. So I move it over here. Connect. Let's see. Press B. We got this window. Press B again. Nothing seems to be happening. I guess we are not focused on that widget, on this widget. Let's see. Oh, it's not set to be focusable. Let's try again. Okay. Okay. No. Not. Okay, I think what happens is I did this manual refocusing thing when removed from the focus path for the main menu. So therefore, I lose focus on the confirmation dialog. To confirm that, let me add a print here. Refocus main menu. Let's see. Space. Yeah, see, refocus main menu. So that's why I don't have focus on the confirmation dialog. Okay, so to fix this, let's add a variable, a boolean keep focus. Oh, keep focus. By default, this should be true. And when I focus on the, when I go to this confirmation dialog, I'll set keep focus to false for both. And when I quit when I exit from the confirmation dialog, I'll set quit focus back to true. Where is the response on quit confirmation? Yeah. Set keep focus back to true. Now let's check. Press backspace or back. I got this window. Press back again. Nope. Oh, even though I created this variable, I didn't actually use it here. So yeah, keep focus, convert to a validated get. Now we should not be refocusing on the main menu. Let's see. Yeah, we didn't get the refocus on main menu, but still we are not focusing here. I need to set focus target. Okay, here let me override desired focus. Get desired focus target. So here I return no as the desired focus target. Okay, I think I understand what's going on here. Because here in the main menu, since I show the quit dialog at the start of the input, when I go to the quit dialog, this is called right away. So I'll choose this completed. And here also I'll use completed and connect to this. Now let's see. Quit. We go here. Oh. Okay, but wait, there is one more thing we can try. Here, we can assign action to this no button itself. So you don't see the button here, that's because I have an animation which hide the visibility of this everything. But here if I select the no button, and we can bind a trigger in input action. Here I'll choose IAUI back. Now let's see. Let me use my, yeah, and press B. So it's working. And I think I lost my focus here, or no. It's not showing up again. Why is that? So it worked on the first time, but not on the second time. But yeah, for the main menu also, instead of relying on this, I'll assign this event to the quit button itself. So put back. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Why is it not working on the second time? Okay, I realized one more thing while I was testing off the screen. Here, if I go to the menu, main menu, and this get dialog, here if I change this to the layer 0, and I have disabled this quit button input by action binding, and I have kept this here. Oh, here this back input action again. I brought this back. Okay, so now here if I press back, it goes here, but you see this flashing or vanishing of the background main menu, but that's fine for now. But if I press back again, we are back in the main menu. Let me do the same and back in the main menu. So now it is working without breaking the focus. So I guess by having these two layers, maybe somehow I mess up with the internal input binding focus system. I don't really understand, but that works for now. So now within what we have, let's make it work. So to do that, now all I want to do is avoiding vanishing of the main menu. So for that, what we can do is here, if I go to the settings here, and here we have activated enable this auto restore focus, support activation focus, and deactivated visibility. By default this was collapsed, but I'll set it to visible. Now still becomes invisible. Why? Okay, since I don't have a way to keep the background image, this is what I'm going to do. This might be a temporary solution, but right now I don't see. I looked everywhere, but I don't see a way to have all the things within this standard way of doing things. Maybe those issues are fixed in 5.7. I didn't check. Anyhow, let's go to this base layout, WBP base layout. And here, this is where I have these two layers. Here, maybe we can add some, let's create a widget just with the background image. Widgets, base, print, common activatable widget, WBP. Here, I'll copy this main menu image. That's all I want to have there. Now, let's see in the base layout, what if I set it? Okay, it is there. Now I know that this might appear uh, in the in-game menu as well with the post menu. So we will resolve that later on. Now let's see. Not look like now my inputs are. Oh, it is okay. Wait, what? It still remove the background. Alright, so if that is the case, let me copy this and go to the base layout itself. Remove this. Let's wrap this overlay with the border, and for the border image I'll assign this image. Then let's see. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and this took way longer than I expected. Now the other thing is I need an accept button too. So for that, in the same way, accept. Okay, and here enter, and in the enter is working, so I don't need anything. But in the gamepad, here do I need anything specific? Maybe not, but anyway, I'll add it in the same way. Okay, now in my confirmation dialog here, for the yes button, I'll put accept. So this would mean I press yes for quit. Okay, we don't need that. Right, now press back. Oh, I modified the back button key. Sorry, this is not what I meant to do. To add the accept here. Yeah, now that's no. Backspace, hit enter, it quits the game. Okay, so it's working as intended. Okay, so thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in another episode. Goodbye.